Well, the packages excelled themselves again today. Looks like cardboard and a bit of brown paper and hope for the best. We've not had much luck with mail, irrespective of who it comes from at the minute. It never ceases to amaze me what people think is adequate packing, or the fact that some just plainly don't give a shit. They think once they've sold it, it's not their problem. So what have we got here? I can tell you, just the conversation at the minute, there's a dealer on eBay, a toy seller. He has the same as what I'm about to show you. There's 23 way. He wants £114 for it, for a GEM modular switch bank. It's a bit like the Hornby one, but a nicer version, although it's very open plan, cut down. It's been retrieved off an old layout. Needs a little bit of TLC, some switch cleaner and a brush of dust. Got one wonky one there. I think that's the bottom moved. Who knows? They're all at a bit of an angle, I think. I've never had them before. He had another one which was about that size, but it had the little tiny box that wouldn't have fitted what was left. That made £31 because GEM was in the description. This one didn't, and I got this for £12.50. And as I said, someone else is selling one with 3 more, and they want 114. Do your research, folks. Shop around, and just because something turns up on eBay, don't necessarily buy it the first time round, or get a dose of the old auction fever. You could, in the long run, by being patient and waiting, save yourself quite a few quid. Although quite who's going to spend £114 on one of these, I don't know, but nothing as queer as folk, as they say, or as gullible, or as stupid. Well, I think that's all there. See you on the next bit. Well, it's Friday, all the way from China again. Now there should be 3 items. At least the bag's not open, so we stand a chance of it, but I can only feel 2 parcels in there. Oh no, there we are, that's where one of them spots me. That one. Oops. Ooh. And that one. So, let's start with the little one first. About a week, just over a week. I think these are some more worm drive for the motors, or motor I bought. That little brass one I got the other week was too small a bore. I think that was 1mm and I needed 1.5, and I cannot find brass 1.5mm internals, but apparently these are, and they were cheaper. And you get 10, so hopefully, well, the amount of mileage it's going to do, I can't see that wearing through. A lot of the modern ones are all plastic gears now anyway. And this one, get this out of the way, I know what's in them. this should be, well, it's in a nice box, keep it safe. It's an apartment building, allegedly in 1/87 scale. It was pretty cheap, I think it was less than £10, so I thought I'd get it to do it as a back scene anyway, so if it is slightly smaller it's not gonna, it'll work for me because of that. Obviously we'll see how things pan out when I actually get some design concepts on paper, which I'm getting a bit stumped over because I'm not really into this CAD 3D track design stuff. I mean, obviously I've got ideas but nothing hard and fast to put into ink, as it were. So I ordered another batch of those wire armature trees. Should be different sizes and slightly different shapes. There's a couple of darker ones there and a big monster one, which will be like a centerpiece or something. Might be a bit big, but I can always do something with it if not. And that was it. And I don't think there's much else to do unless the Royal Mail brings something that I haven't got any tracking on. Well, we did still have more come today. It was a little book. Done me usual, I saw this, someone was advertising it for £10, but they weren't saying what the actual book was. They took some pictures of the internal pages and I thought, oh, that looked quite interesting, what book is that? And I sort of found out what book it was in their description rather than their title. Then searched for it and found it cheaper and kept searching and trying to find it even cheaper. And in the end I got it for £6.90 for the postage. Now, the reason I went for it, if it's in here, is there's some various sort of ideas on scratch building, reference material. I believe there's some plans in here for track at stations, typical sort of requirements. There's another one I'm looking at which I think is the model detail manual or something. I got a lot of them years ago in a book club thing, but just a little bit of idea, inspiration, scaling, you know, tips and things. And what I may make in the future, who knows. It was sort of cheap enough to have a little punt and thumb through it. I don't always read a book from cover to cover. Sometimes I sort of cherry pick the bits I'm interested in and go through it. I've got the Wills book and that was stodgy reading, I think is in here. I think it's one of those. Oh dear, yeah, this one. I found it hard going. I think it's one of those where the writer has padded the book out to fulfil contractually, you know. Oh, let's make it 600 pages by writing 400 pages of tosh. There's a lot could have been edited out to get you to the point. A bit like my videos. I thought I'd get that last comment in, save for when I was typing it. Yeah. So, that bit stays out of the way without my address being revealed. We can reveal lots of paper and packaging. Ooh, we've got it all in individual bits. This could take some time. What's this one got? Extra for spares handrails. Okay, right, well, I think this is the one that was a combination of various lots over a few days, I'm guessing. Yes, so I will unpack it and come back to you. Carefully unpack the first batch just to make sure any additional detailing parts that may have fell off in transit aren't in the packaging and such like. So I've been after some more of the ballast wagons, which always seem to fetch rather a premium on eBay and sellers on Facebook and that. For the Lima ones, which later became the Hornby ones. I do have 2 on pre-order, which were supposed to be, or are imminent, July, but this is Hornby July, so God knows. I mean, if they're going to drag it out for an indefinite period, I'll just tell TMC to stick it where the sun don't shine. So I managed to find some on eBay and watch them, half expecting them to accelerate to silly money, as they normally do, without the assistance of the greed of some people. I have recently seen some of these on there. £25 starting bid on. There's £35 buy it now for an old Lima one, plus £5 postage, so it's £40. So that's putting it at more than the discounted price for the new ones, which I think are £37. I got 2 on order. This lot cost me less than 2 new ones. Now they're not perfect, as you probably know if you are familiar with these. There are a lot of little finite details, the handrails, the little wheels. You'll notice there's 2 little lugs there where the brake wheels should be, which are on that one. Yeah, on both sides of that one. But if you remember, the PGAs also have these little tiny brake wheels. I bought some clothing poppets, which are an ideal candidate for replacing the missing parts. You'll ever notice the little handrail here just pops in, missing on that end. It's silly little bits like that that have fell off over the years, or these get damaged or come astray. A simple little double glue will sort all these out. That was really all that's wrong with them, which, given their age, is pretty much par of the course. The end one's been converted to the Spratt and Winkle type coupling and been detailed with an oil lamp and a vacuum hose. That one, again, just one handrail missing. I think all the main chute wheels are still there, it's just a little detailing bits. You might even be able to buy brass etch ones, I don't know. Anyway, one did come a while, got it in there for safekeeping, so they'll need a little bit of titivation. But having said that, they still make £15 to £25 usually second hand, 1 or 2, you know, listed. So I wasn't, in all honesty, expecting to win them. I got them for £60, so still more than £10 each, but it's very rare that you'll get them for 12. So I won them. Now he's actually sent me, I think that's a later body that's been resprayed. Obviously the hand wheels are all missing off this one, but he sent this as a donor. So I could possibly swap the chassis. The body I can keep, because it's the later spray job they done for the Dutch later period, but I don't think BR spent lots of money repainting these when they changed their marketing strategy. So they were 60 quid, so I got 5 for less than 2 new ones. So I'm pretty much, you know, if and when the 2 new ones turn up, we're there. I'm not buying any more. I think I've got 5 or 6 anyway, so that will give me a full nice rake of maintenance to go with my nice new Acura Scale 31 in Dutch livery engineers when it eventually arrives. I've just had the bill for the 37, so that's that one. Waffle on no more. Let's get to the next package. So lot number 2 from the same guy. I'd messaged him because he said he combined shipping if you bought more than one item, and he had a number of bits ending over a few days. So I said if he didn't mind, I've got a few more to try my luck at, and he was fine. So it ended up being a week, near enough. So the other sort of complement of wagons I wanted to finish off was the, you go down that rat hole, you buy 3, then you need a couple more. So 2 more Rail Express systems, Royal Mail coach parcels, were acquired for £19, so £10 each, let's say. Obviously I got combined shipping on all of this lot. They're quite clean, not too much track marks on the wheels either for the old brass wheels. All the detailing parts are still intact, so they're a nice little tidy example. So that will sort of close the chapter on buying stuff for the res. So again, this is another one where I can sort of close a chapter on acquisitions for a specific type. I've got the red rail freight metals ones, but the tip hook ones had eluded me, and when they did come up, they were quite expensive for what they are. I mean, these aren't a modern high detailed wagon, but they were sort of fetching towards £20 each, if not beyond, depending on who was advertising them. But they seem to have calmed down a little bit now. I think these have had a new lease of life under the Arnold brand. I'm not sure whether these are retailed, but I hadn't got the tip hook ones. I think some of the red ones I've got originally from a few years ago are sprayed over the tip hook ones, and I'd rather have these than the red ones, but I don't know how I can strip the paint off without destroying the original underneath. So again, my steel train is complete. And final, he had some Mark III's Lima intercity ones, which I'd been looking for. As you can see, I've picked up a few. These are not mint examples, but they'll do unless something nicer comes along. But they're a cheaper option than the Hornby variants, which are pretty much the same thing, just with a different coupling. What were they? £33 for 4. So quite a good buy. The Lima ones generally make £15 to £25. A few scratches on the windows here. Bit play worn, as they say, but they are what they are. I didn't pay a lot of money for them, so I do have the Hornby shorties, as they're referred to, the smaller because obviously Hornby made them on their original tooling, so the things were bloody short. Although they are useful if you've got a small oval, because these take up that much more room. So I think they're all the same. 41098, 41128, so they've got 2 different running numbers. I've got a sleeper I previously purchased. I don't know whether I've got the buffet car. 41097, so that's a different running number. Again, they're not pristine, but I didn't expect them to be for that money. I could see what they were like in the pictures, and he sent that bloody thing flying. Don't think we need that now. I don't want to go. So what's the last one like? And the other thing, the parcel that came, maybe in this video or the previous one, where the couplings had got knocked off along with the bogies, I did find the coupling hooks inside the box, so they were all put back together again. So yeah, lost a little bit of the chroming around the windows over time, maybe handling or something, I don't know. 41097, so was that duplicate? Yeah, duplicate running numbers, not a big deal. Don't think anyone's going to see them at that close, are they? So I think I've almost got the rake now. Got the sleeping car. I'm not sure whether I've got a buffet. I'll have to go back and check. So we're nearly there for those as well, or probably are, who knows. I've got the blues for the other Hornby one, and I've got these for the Lima one. So we are closing a few chapters here. This was quite a good buy. It was a chunk of money overall, but saved myself on time and postage. And the only thing I'm be on the lookout for is these and the Mark IIs. Still need a few of them, but yeah, we're just waiting for the delivery dates on the new stuff.